Nestled within the heart of London, Battersea Park stood as a pharos of leisure and amusement, offering respite to weary urbanites seeking solace amidst verdant landscapes and vibrant attractions. Yet amidst the jubilant echoes of laughter and excitement that typically filled the air, a shadow loomed, a phantasm of tragedy that would forever alter the course of the park's storied history. This episode embarks on a journey through time, unraveling the sinuous embroidery of events that led to the catastrophic collapse of the Battersea Park Fun Fair's beloved Big Dipper roller coaster. Established in the halcyon days of the Victorian era, Battersea Park emerged as a cherished oasis of recreation and relaxation within the bustling metropolis of London. With its lush greenery, serene lakes, and enchanting promenades, the park quickly became a beloved sanctuary for city dwellers seeking respite from the frenetic pace of urban life. Amidst the sea of eager faces, there was a sense of camaraderie, a collective excitement transcending age, gender, and background. In the heart of Battersea Park, beneath the canopy of swaying trees and amidst the kaleidoscope of vibrant attractions, all were united in their pursuit of fleeting moments of bliss. As riders queued patiently for their turn to embark on the roller coaster's twisting journey through the heavens, the atmosphere hummed with anticipation and the sun danced playfully across the horizon as the Big Dipper roared to life, its mechanical heart pulsating with the promise of adrenaline. Crowds thronged eagerly around the entrance to the roller coaster, their laughter and chatter mingling with the melodious strains of carnival music. Little did they know that their lives were about to be forever altered by the tragic turn of events that would soon unfold. For decades, the Big Dipper had stood as a beloved icon of the Battersea Park Fun Fair, its towering presence casting a spell of anticipation and excitement over all who beheld it. Yet, beneath its gleaming facade lurked a silent menace, a ticking time bomb of neglect and complacency that would ultimately lead to its ruinous downfall. Within moments of its departure from the platform, as the roller coaster climbed its initial ascent, riders held their breath in anticipation of the heart-pounding descent about to consume them. However, in these early moments of ascent, mere seconds into the roller coaster ride, disaster struck with a sudden and ruthless force. As the roller coaster reached a critical juncture in its ascent, a disastrous malfunction seized the ride's structure, sending shockwaves of panic rippling through the crowd below. The roller coaster's supports gave way with a deafening roar, sending the entire structure hurtling to the ground in a thunderous cascade of splintered wood and twisted steel. Passengers screamed in terror as they were flung from their seats like ragdolls, their cries drowned out by the chaos and confusion that engulfed the scene. In those harrowing moments, lives were forever altered as the full extent of the tragedy unfolded. Riders suffered a catalogue of violent injuries, ranging from destroyed bones and lacerations to deep-rooted internal trauma and a crescendo of spinal injuries. Some were left unconscious amidst the wreckage, their bodies battered and broken by the force of the impact. In contrast, others writhed in agony, sustained only by the adrenaline surging through their body as they grappled with the sudden new reality through fogged vision. Emergency services rushed to the scene, their valiant efforts hampered by the scale of the disaster and the sheer magnitude of human suffering that ensued. Paramedics worked tirelessly to triage the wounded, administering first aid to those in need and transporting the most critically injured to nearby hospitals for urgent medical care. The exact cause of the Big Dipper's collapse remained shrouded in mystery, with investigators poring over the wreckage in search of answers. Some speculated that years of neglect and deferred maintenance had damaged the roller coaster's aging infrastructure. In contrast, others pointed to structural deficiencies and design flaws as contributing factors. Ultimately, the responsibility for the Big Dipper accident at Battersea Park fell upon those charged with overseeing the safety and integrity of the ride, from the park's proprietors to regulatory agencies tasked with ensuring compliance with industry standards. It became apparent that systemic negligence and lax safety protocols had played a significant role in the tragedy, casting a pall of culpability over those whose actions, or lack thereof, had contributed to the disaster. Regulatory authorities scrutinized maintenance records, conducted interviews with park personnel, and assessed the adequacy of safety protocols in place at the time of the accident. Evidently, a litany of factors had converged to create the conditions for disaster. The ride had experienced prior incidents before the lamentable occurrence. In May of 1951, an unoccupied carriage veered off course, precipitating the collapse of a parapet. Fortunately, there were no casualties, although several passengers found themselves stranded for a duration of approximately 20 minutes. A semblance of the tragic collision appears to have manifested in 1968, resulting in the unfortunate fracturing of a woman's arm. Subsequently, in May of 1970, the ride sustained considerable harm, totaling an estimated $400,000, attributed to an alleged arson assault. Consequently, it underwent closure for a period spanning 2 months, Amidst several charges of manslaughter, prosecutors delineated the ride as a perilous hazard, highlighting scores of deficiencies and safety apprehensions. Notwithstanding the allegations, the park's overarching manager and the ride's engineer were absolved of culpability in November of 1973. In the blink of an eye, the promise of adventure and excitement gave way to tragedy and despair, leaving fairground patrons reeling in shock and disbelief. The roller coaster's journey into the skies was tragically cut short mere moments after it had begun, leaving behind a scene of unspeakable devastation and heartbreak. As the sun set on the shattered remains of the Big Dipper, a solemn silence descended upon the Battersea Park funfair, a mournful reminder of how brittle we truly are and the imperative of prioritizing public safety above all else. Though the roller coaster may have crumbled into dust, its memory remains a haunting testament to the enduring consequences of neglect and complacency in the face of tragedy.